Hare Krishna. Today I am going to tell you a very interesting story of two boys named Richie and Willie. This is a real life story. This story happened in the 1970s in the city of California. One day, this boy called Richie, he was walking on the streets of California and he bumped across the Hare Krishna devotees. And one of the devotees convinced him to buy the magazine. So he bought it reluctantly because he knew that his friend Willie was more spiritual than he was. He bought the magazine and he ran to the house of Willie to give him this magazine. But Willie that day, he had locked himself in his room and he was meditating and praying to God that his true path in life be revealed. Little did he know that his prayer is going to be answered on this day in a very unusual way. Richie was knocking the door and telling Willie, "Open the door, I've got something for you." But Willie, because he was following a vow of silence, he didn't open the door. Finally, Richie left the magazine outside and yelled to him, saying that, "I've left this magazine outside, which I bought from the Hare Krishna devotees. I'm sure you will like it." And he left. After Richie left, Willie slowly opened the door and he got hold of that magazine. On that magazine, on the cover page was the picture of Lord Chaitanya dancing with his associates. And the title read, "Back to Godhead. Godhead is light, nescience is darkness. Where there is light, there is no darkness." He flipped the magazine inside and in the inner cover was the picture of a guru. It was a painting and he was mesmerized by this picture. And for a long time he kept staring at this picture and somewhere he heard a voice saying that, "This is my teacher." This was A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He flipped the magazine inside and every question that he had, what is death, why do we die, who is God, how to know God, each and every question was answered perfectly and clearly. God had actually answered his prayers through this magazine. One particular article in this magazine captivated him like none. The title of the article was "Liberation for the Cave Dwellers." The article compared that people who live in material consciousness, they are not exposed to the spiritual world. Just like a cave dweller who's never got out of his cave and never seen the rays of the sun. What is the possibility that such a cave dweller can understand the sun? Only if someone from outside the cave comes in his cave and explains to him the magnificence of the sun and probably shows him a ray of light. Willie could immediately connect to this article. He understood that he was this cave dweller and the room of his was the cave. And this magazine was like the ray of light. And a particular devotee had come through whom he had got this magazine. And this magazine had come to help him see the light. As he read the entire magazine from cover to cover, Willie was completely convinced that this was his true path. And very soon he joined ISKCON, and now 50 years later he is one of the most influential, powerful leaders of ISKCON. And now for the last 50 years he's been distributing these books on the streets around the world and helping people find their light, helping the cave dwellers of this world find their transformation. So this is none other than Vaishashika Prabhu, one of the foremost leaders of ISKCON. Just imagine if that devotee on the year 1970 didn't go out on the streets and hadn't distributed that magazine, we wouldn't be having Vaishashika Prabhu with us in ISKCON now. So on every book, on every magazine, there is a name of a person written. We just need to find out who it is. And probably there is a very great soul waiting like Vaishashika Prabhu to be found out by all of us. What other better book to give someone other than the message of the Gita. This book has transformed the life of unlimited individuals, and it has great potential to bring about light in the lives of so many people. So let us be instruments of this light. Let us be an agent of change, an agent of transformation, and take this as an opportunity to give this message to others. Thank you.